What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Anything Better podcast show, NFL edition, going into week number, oh my God, is this week number, we're going into week number 8? Is that right, Andrew? Is that right? We're going into week number 8? Yes, we're going into week number 8. That's what it is. Holy shit. Guys, as you could see, I am not sitting here with my partner, Bill Burr, on the show because Bill is in Paris, France. But don't worry, because Bill's picks will be on the show. You'll even see and hear from Bill from Paris, France on the show. It's just he can't be with us today. But we have a great show. Of course, we got the injury report. We got Jake the Snake here. We got the Greek Freak, a.k.a. the Beverly Hills Kid. Andrew Themlis is here. But first, before we get into this week's show, we have to shout out our sponsor. It's the BetMGM sponsor, everybody. BetMGM is offering $1,500 in bets to get your season going. How do you get this offer? It's 4 easy steps. You download the BetMGM Sportsbook app to your device and you use the code, our code. It's BURR. That's Burr. Very simple. You sign up and you deposit at least $10 into your BetMGM account. Jesus. Of course. I'm going to start that part over. You sign up. These people are trying to sell me fucking solar panels, and I led them on. This is what happened. These people tried to sell me solar panels. I led them on and going, oh, yeah, I know. Well, I could save 50%. And then the guy keeps calling every day around this time. So I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get back to the sponsor. You sign up, you deposit at least $10 into the BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the bet loses. If the bet does lose, your bonus bets will be available once the initial wager is settled. We also have the first touchdown offer, which is still going on. It's simply place your prop bet on the player to score the first touchdown in any NFL game. If that player does not score the first touchdown in any game, but in fact scores the second touchdown in any game, you'll get your stake back in cash. There you go, guys. All right, so here we are. Andrew Themlis is here, and we're going to get into these picks. We have to talk about this week, though, okay? We have to talk about this week because everybody was telling me the Buccaneers were going to beat the Ravens, and I said, not so fast. I didn't take the Ravens, but I was like, let's not get crazy, and I think the Ravens have now become one of the two teams that I think can take out the Chiefs in the AFC. I don't know. I also want to apologize. Not apologize. Listen, it's my fucking show. I don't apologize to anybody, but I also want to tell people I was wrong about the Eagles. I still don't know if the Eagles are at the level. The Eagles are not at the level of the Lions and those teams, but I said that the Eagles weren't that good. And you know what? They went into my New York Giants MetLife Stadium and they absolutely put a beat down on them. Okay. Saquon Barkley had the game that Giants fans had nightmares about. He actually had that game. Very hard to watch, very hard to accept. I don't hate the guy. I understand what happened, but dude, it was really tough to watch the kid run for 176, a touchdown. He could have even went for more. They benched him late in the game because it was just done horrible. Their defense looked good. Our offensive line looked terrible. So I was wrong about that. Also, the Jets, I thought the Jets were going to, I thought it was time. Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers still not playing great. So I was wrong about those two. And the other one that I do have to say is the Steelers. I said it was the only thing they had was the coach. You know what? They had the defense. And, so look, I'm glad I only touched one of those. Actually, no, I touched both of those games, and those are my 2 losses. And in fact, it would have been my 4th week in a row. I know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Would have been my 4th week in a row, 3-1. And instead, the Jets go into Pittsburgh. They lose, and I end up going 2-2, which is not a losing record by any stretch. I believe now I am 13-15, 2 games back. I do not know what Bill did. We will get into that. But there's a lot of cool stuff going on this week in the NFL. There's a lot of good games. Jake the Snake, I got to bring you in here for some injury reports. some things that I didn't know. We got some things going on, right? What's cooking?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on. We'll start off with it's mainly at receiver, but I'll start off with a quarterback. Jane Daniels got hurt against the Panthers last week, and we're not sure if he's going to play against the Bears this week. He didn't practice yesterday, but the coach thinks he's going to be back out there, so that's something to monitor. The line for that is moved to the Bears opened as underdogs, and they're now favored. So Vegas is prepared for him not to play, but
And who's Washington's backup?
Mariota. He played the second half.
Okay, yeah, that's right. He played. That's right. He didn't play too bad.
No, he looked good. He looked good. I was nervous because I was on the Commanders, but he ended up playing lights out, so it worked out. But yeah, so the main injuries are at receiver. Not only did Tampa Bay get blown out by the Ravens, they've lost Godwin for the season, and Mike Evans is going to be out for an extended period of time as well. So just adding insult to injury there. That I know Bill mentioned that the line flipped because it's because of those two injuries.
And I think those two injuries, if I'm right here, I think that I heard this, that those injuries came late in the game. Both of those injuries came late in the game, dude, and those are two of their biggest stars.
Yeah, the Godwin one especially, they were down by a lot. So, yeah, that was tough to see. He got carted off. And, yeah, it's hard to see someone's season end like that. But there is some positive injury news. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are expected to play tonight against the Vikings. They've been out since week 1 and 2 of the season. So it's good. It's going to be exciting to have both them back and see if that Rams offense can kind of salvage what's left of their season. The Cooper Kupp is in trade rumors. So we'll see how that goes. And then lastly, the Chiefs traded for DeAndre Hopkins yesterday.
Saw that. Yeah. Only the leave it to the Chiefs, those sneaky Chiefs, to get in at the last minute and get a really good player. I mean, the Chiefs have ways to find these veterans. They're gonna, he's gonna have a nice little playoff moment. And I'll be honest with you, I hate to say this on the show. But I visualize them winning their third Super Bowl and them going up to DeAndre Hopkins going, "We're so glad he got his. D-Hop finally got his. We're so glad." I can see that stupid post-game celebration, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know, man. The Chiefs have ways to do it, and I think that that's a big pickup for them. The Rams tonight is interesting because I'd like to see them fully healthy. I also heard rumors, don't know if this is true, that Daniel Jones of the New York Giants is in a trade package to get Matthew Stafford. That's kind of been going on. You don't know if that's going to happen. I think that what I heard was that they didn't know if they needed or wanted Daniel Jones in the package, and the Giants kind of, if they did do it, would do that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know,
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that the Stafford stuff, I think that's all bullshit.
You think he's staying in Los Angeles?
Yeah, there's literally no. I don't even really know what the ridiculous argument for the Rams trading Stafford is. I can't even think of a stupid argument.
They would have to be getting some first-round picks back.
I think the Rams know the season is. I think the Rams know that they're not really going to win a Super Bowl this year, and I think that I think that the fact that Cooper Kupp is on the market, I think we're looking at a rebuild. I think that they also know Stafford is older, so I think that they're kind of like a garage sale maybe right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I did, and obviously jump in. I mean, does anybody really think that the season is because of Stafford? I mean, obviously with all the injuries they had, and I'll get to the picks this week is, Cooper Kupp's coming back and there's a lot of promise there. But yeah, no, I mean, for them to get rid of Stafford would be ridiculous. And like you said, it's a rebuilding year. But I mean, look at the quarterback market. Look at what young quarterbacks are doing. You can't be looking around the league going, I mean, put it this way. If you had a choice between Jameis Winston and Joe Flacco, who would you put in? I mean, you might just go with Flacco.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
It's
I don't know. I mean, Winston.
I'm not talking about a full contract, but let's be honest. Nobody's happy with the scene. Quarterback.
I don't think that they would get rid of Stafford thinking he's the problem. I don't think they would get rid of Stafford thinking he's a problem. I think if they did unload Stafford or Kupp, it's just because they're looking at the future and they want to dump age and money. That's what I think.
Yeah, but then you're gambling
we'll
because who knows? Who knows what you get?
I think Kupp is more likely going to be the casualty there, especially you see all these quote unquote aging receivers around, the same age as Kupp have been traded with around similar money. And I think teams are going to get a little desperate, like maybe the Chargers. You see that they didn't really have any receivers on Monday, or the Steelers. Maybe they think, we can add Kupp and pair him with Pickens and really be special offensively. So I think teams are going to start getting aggressive before the deadline for Kupp.
Or the Giants. Maybe the Giants. Maybe the Giants get rid of Wan'Dale Robinson for all these drops when we get Cooper Kupp in there on the other side of Neighbors. Who knows?
Kupp and Neighbors will be nice.
Oh, dude, Kupp and Neighbors would be. How old is Kupp? He's not that old, right?
Like early 30s. I mean, but then NFL, all these NFL owners think, they say they think Amari Cooper's old. They think Hopkins
31.
is old.
31.
Yeah. See, once an offensive weapon in the NFL hits 30, that's kind of when, like, even if they got a couple years left, that's kind of when it's trade time, because they're going, let's go and get somebody in their mid 20s. I get it. I think the Commanders Bears is one of the most interesting games this week. I do. I think because if Daniels, you rush him back? You don't want to rush him back. They are playing in Washington. That's a game. Part of me wants to go, let's take the Commanders getting points. But the other part of me is like, you know what, dude, just stay away. It's 2.5. It stayed 2.5, right?
Well, yeah. So it was funny because I was going to, not to spoil all the picks here, but I was going to take the Bears even when it opened as underdogs. And I still like it now as them favorites. I hope Daniels plays, because we can see that Daniels-Caleb matchup, because they went 1-2 in the draft. So that'd be one of the funner games of the week. But I just think the Bears defense is what makes a difference here. They have a really strong defense, and Washington does not. And I think that ultimately is going to win the game.
All right. Yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot of cool, interesting picks here. And I see the weird thing is this is one of the weeks where you got 3 or 4 giant lines. You got 11, you got 10, you got 9, whatever it is. And then you also have a bunch of 3s and 2s. It's a fun week. I'm ready to get into these picks here.
Want to take a look at last week real quick?
Yes, let's look at last week. So last week, I don't know what Bill did last week. What did Bill do last week?
1-3.
1-3. I went 2-2, which brings me to 13 and 15. I am 13.
You're right there, Paul.
What's that?
You're right there, Paul.
Right there, hanging. We're hanging around, right middle of the season, almost hanging around. But look, a lot of work to do. So it can go any way. We gotta stay in this thing. And all right. So look, and listen. If Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams together could have fucking done anything, I'm above the book. That's how quick this is. But listen, woulda, coulda, shoulda, maybe, none of that shit matters. I think that teams are starting to become who they are. I think the Baltimore Ravens are who they are. I really believe that. Unfortunately, I hate to say this now, because now I said this about the Eagles. People get mad at that. I'm going to say this about the Niners. The Niners with Debo. And by the way, man, the Niners are great people. Like, I met them, the owners. They're such a great organization, dude.
Good guys.
I have friends that are like mutual friends that are close with George Kittle. Said he's like the coolest dude. He's hurt. Debo's hurt. Yeah. And listen, to do what they've done, to get back again, it's so exhausting, and to deal with everything they're dealing with, I just think it's tough. I just really think the Lions right now, I think the Lions in the NFC, Packers in the NFC are really the teams. And then I do think Texans, Ravens are the only two. I think the Texans and the Ravens right now, I don't want to shit on Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh and Buffalo are hanging back there. But as far as getting after the Chiefs, let's be honest, dude. Can we be honest? As much as we want to beat around the bush, the Chiefs are the best team in the league. They just, even though the games are close and everybody goes, oh, he gets calls, they find ways to win the game. And that's what championship teams do. And now they added DeAndre Hopkins. So it's who can pick off the Chiefs.
Crazy.
Can Lamar pick off the Chiefs? Can the Ravens do it? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, that would be an epic AFC championship. I'm ready to
Ravens, get in. Zay Flowers, just noting that Zay Flowers, I think he's got like a low ankle sprain, but he didn't practice. Today's Thursday. He didn't practice yesterday. So that going into this week, especially looking at them against the Browns, I was telling Jake, this is basically the Browns Super Bowl. This is, if you're the Browns, because you have nothing else this season to really be looking at. So Jameis Winston coming in the game, Ravens on a short week. That's a division rivalry. So we can roll Bill's first pick right now. Cut to that, and
we're gonna give Bill first pick from Paris, France, and then I'll get into mine.
Bonjour, Paul. Salut, Andrew. Au revoir, Jake Les Serpents. What's up, everybody? I am at Paris. And here are my picks for the week. So I can't be on the podcast because, because I'm in fucking Paris. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take the Jets. Fucking laying 7 going into New England. We are a fucking mess. And our coach said we're a soft team. And I know that should inspire them. And everybody's going to be booing Aaron Rodgers. But I don't know, until they cover a fucking spread. I mean, they've been winning for me every week. It's the only way I can handle what the Patriots are doing this year. Oh, here's a little travel tip for you. You see that green thing up there? All you Americans, that's not a weed store. That's a pharmacy.
And we're back. Good
and
pick,
Bill picks
Bill.
The Jets.
I like that pick. Well, look, here's why I like the pick. Because it really is now or never for the Jets. The Jets are not going to be able to go 2-6. You got to make it 3-5 and get on course right now, because if you go 2-6, it might be a wrap. So I like that pick. Okay. With my first pick of the 2024 Week 8, Paul Virzi selects. No, I think what I'm going to do with this pick, the number is high, and I just talked about him. I hate to do – you know what? No, I'm going to change. Guys, I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons -2.5 versus an unfortunately banged up Buccaneers team. No Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans. Baker did not look good. I think the Falcons will see some things that they can do without those threats in the air. And it's only 2.5, which means if the Falcons win by 3, I'm going to take that pick. I think I would never take the pick if the injuries didn't happen. And I like to say this too about this pick. I don't really like to bet on teams or pick teams based on other teams' injuries. It's not something I usually do, but this is so significant. This is so significant with those two that I have to do it. So I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons over the Buccaneers, given 2.5 points.
All right. I'm also going to take the Panthers getting 9 points against the Broncos going into Denver. Both those teams, le petit voiture. C'est très mignon. Ouais. I've been doing this all week, just annoying French people.
Bill taking the hapless, as he says, Carolina Panthers getting 9 points versus the Broncos. That's a high line.
10. Updated.
Oh, went to 10.
When Bill picked it was 9.5.
But Bill gets that. Bill gets that, right?
Well, we're gonna give him the 10 since it goes in his favor, and we always do it whatever the odds are Thursday when we record. So we'll give him the 10. We'll give him the 10 so he gets. It went in the direction. If it went the other way, maybe he would have.
He'll need all the points with that team. So definitely.
Yeah, listen, we'll give him what. Yeah, we'll give him what he could get with that team. Okay, with my second pick, man, I'm up in the air with this, man. I want to take the Browns and Winston because I have a feeling Winston is going to play good. I don't know why. He's actually a decent NFL quarterback, as crazy as it is to say. And it is 9 points, but the way the Ravens are flying right now, I can see that game literally being 31-10. So I'm just going to lay off that one. All right. Of course, my eyes go down and see the Giants. I'm not going to do that to myself again. Okay. I'm not going to do that to myself again. I'm going to take the Washington Commanders, dude. I'm going to take the Washington Commanders, getting 2.5 at home. I don't know if Daniels is going to play. Mariota looked good. And the line is, it's that line where if you had to win by 3, I don't know if I'd take the game. The fact that they're getting 2.5, I don't know. I've rode with them all year. It's been good for me. I'm going to go with the Washington Commanders. Now, is Daniels definitely out?
It's unclear because the coach was like, oh, he might still play, but he just hasn't practiced so far. So it's just unclear if he's going to play. I'd say it's 50-50.
I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to take the
risk.
risk.
It's a rib injury.
What's that?
It's a rib injury for context, right, Jake?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, quarterbacks have played through that before. So, it's not impossible.
Oh, no, I know. But I just, as far as like just Paul, if you're, handicapping him on his feet or him putting the ball in the spot, it's
going to be one of
two
those
different games.
It's going to be one of those games where he's going to have to deal with pain or not. It's a rib injury is something that it only heals with rest, but I've seen guys play with it and be in pain. I look, I know that this is a game where it really is a coin toss. I'm just going to go with the home team, and I'm going to see. And I don't think Marcus Mariota is a scrub, so I'm going to take the Commanders to get in the points with the Bears at home. Bill will go to his third pick now. Let's get into Bill's third pick.
I'm going to take the fucking Seattle Seahawks getting 9. That's almost double digits. Why not? Pourquoi pas?
All right. There you go. Bill takes the Seattle. So Bill is, you know what? Bill always picks. It's funny. We've been doing this show for a few years, and there are certain teams that we just kind of migrate to. And Seattle is always one of Bill's. Green Bay is kind of always one of mine. Oh my God, that fucking Titans Lions line is ridiculously high. I mean, you're starting the game as an NFL team with 11.5 points, and I'm still scared of it. That's how bad the Titans are, and that's how good the Lions are, that I don't even want to fucking touch that. Yeah, how nuts is that? That any other game, you'd be like, oh my God. All right. This is where it gets number. This is where it gets tricky. Okay, and here's my philosophy. Tonight's game is an interesting game, and here's why. Okay, Vikings just lost their first game in not good fashion either. They were winning 10-0, and then all of a sudden the Lions figured something out, and they beat them up pretty good. And Sam Darnold was throwing picks and doing things. The Rams have Kupp back tonight. They got the other kid. What's the other kid?
Puka Nacua.
They got Nacua. They got Kupp. The Vikings are either going to have a big bounce back game or they're going to have the 2 losses in a row, and ESPN and everyone's going, did people figure out the Vikings? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Now, another game. Tua Tagovailoa, is he playing this week?
He is. I think that's why the Miami Dolphins are favored as well. And that line keeps going up.
I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to take I'm going to take, you know what? What's it called? The Marvel characters all come back. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. I tried to do the Disney thing. Now I'm trying to do the superhero thing. I'm just saying the captain of their team, the leader of their team is back. I think that they're going to be psyched that he's back and feel like they can get on track. I don't like the 0.5 point at all. But I'm going to just say at home, the Dolphins find a way to win the game, maybe even win the game big. Is Waddle and Tyreek Hill are both in?
Waddle's questionable, but I would expect him to play. Tyreek will be in.
I'm going to take the Dolphins with their quarterback back, rallying around him, -3.5 in South Florida. There's my third pick.
All right. Solid.
What do you got, Bill? What do you got from Paris, Bill?
Then I'm going to take the 49ers. Laying 4 against the Cowboys. They're at home. I think they lost to Kansas City. I traveled last week on Sunday. And then the last one is, shit, who the hell was it? It was the Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers. God damn it. Who else was I taking? Do you know, monsieur? All right, those are my 4. Paul, I tried to stay out of your lane. I didn't take any of the teams that you've been going with. Okay, here's my thing. The trap game for the week, I feel, is whatever's going on with that. I don't like that Falcons Tampa game. I don't like that at all. Tampa's just been kicking everybody's fucking ass, and all of a sudden they're underdogs against the Falcons. Jake the Snake, is somebody hurt?
Oh, Bill is going with the banged up. What's the line on that game? 4?
4. Prime time Billy.
This is the Cowboys season right here, right now. The Cowboy, things are bad when the Cowboy fans are outside in the parking lot yelling and throwing things at the best player on defense. Did you see that? There was a dude in the parking lot, and Parsons was coming out. And Parsons, the guy's just throwing stuff, going, "You suck," and Parsons yelling, "We're angry too." It's a mess in Dallas, dude. That's
when your owner's calling into radio stations, not just once, but twice.
Right. Yeah, that's true. When the owner is yelling at a radio station, dude, it's not good.
Yeah. Don't tell me to do my job. Crazy.
I've never on this show. Okay. This could be history here. Never in the 3.5 seasons of doing this show on BetMGM have I picked against my New York Giants. I don't think I have. I don't think I could bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I don't think you did either.
No. If anything, I picked them when they were going to lose. And I'm going to tell you what, fellas. I'm not going to do it now either. Okay? I'm not going to do it now. A part of me is going, I kind of like the Giants getting 6.5. I know that sounds nuts, but I'm not going to touch it. And this is where I have a problem because I'm having a hard time with this 4th and final pick.
Paul, just take the Giants money line. Just make a point, Paul. Just make a point to everybody.
What did the Jags lose last week?
No, they played New England in London. And they
won.
Yeah, they killed them.
I'm trying to remember what the score was, but yeah.
That's Bill's strategy, is fade the Patriots every week, and it's worked out so far.
Yeah, it was 32-16.
Oof. Jeez.
Yeah. 32-16, Jags won?
I went 4-0 last week, Paul, just picking obvious teams that are going to lose. I was like, I just picked against after going 1-3 the week before. I was like, you know what? The Saints are going to lose. The Patriots are going to lose. The Falcons are going to lose. Maybe not that obvious. And then the Panthers. The Eagles against the Giants.
Yeah. So, it all seems obvious in hindsight for sure.
All seems obvious. Well, that's what I needed. I needed it obvious. After trying to get cute the week before, picking the fucking Broncos.
Should I go head to head with him with that?
I kind of see what you're saying, Paul, because the Cowboys season is definitely on the line, and the Niners are really banged up. But it's also really hard to pick the Cowboys because of their quarterback. So that's my.
I think I beat Bill on the first head to head we did this year. I think that was week 1. I don't know. It was early. I think I'm going to go head to head with him here, and I think I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. Are the Buffalo Bills coming off a bye week?
No, they played Tennessee. Well, I guess sort of a bye week then, but they played Tennessee.
They started that game down too.
I know, that was funny.
What came down?
They started the game behind, and everybody was looking at the score going, "Oh my God, is this really happening?" But they ended up crushing them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to take. Sorry that I'm taking so long. This is really tough, man, because the 4.5 with the Jags, I don't like. These lines are like right perfect, of course, and then it just comes down to: are the Buffalo Bills a better team than? Are the Buffalo Bills a better team than the Seahawks? And they also have Amari Cooper right now, right?
Yep.
I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills -3. I think they have a better team. I think they probably don't like the start they got off to against Tennessee last week. So they're probably going to try to get after the Seahawks fast. And here's the deal. Do you like Josh Allen more than you like Geno Smith? Although Geno Smith is good, the answer to that question is yes. So I am going to go head-to-head with my partner here on the show, and I am going to take the Buffalo Bills for my fourth and final pick, -3, to beat the Seattle Seahawks in the fake noise stadium.
I forgot about that.
What'd you say?
I forgot about that whole scandal. That's funny, but you bring that up.
Yeah, I don't know, but so those are my picks. Well, let me just get this straight. What I got the Dolphins, I have the Buffalo Bills, I have the Atlanta Falcons, and I have
Commanders.
The Commanders.
And I have the Commanders over the Bears getting points. All right, you know what? I'm shaky on one, maybe two. The other two I think I like, so we'll see what happens. You never know, man. I'm 2 games back. You never know what happens. And dude, tonight's game is going to be a good one. I wish we could have done something as a show with tonight's game. But let's get into the Monday night special.
Well, if anybody's looking at props on on tonight's game, I would go Cooper Kupp over. I would just take him at every level. He's gonna. I said the line was. I think it was 10 on receptions. I mean.
For receptions. Well, that's a lot of receptions, but I see.
No, I don't think he's going to get 10 receptions.
I would look at yardage, like you were saying, though. I think.
Well, I like yardage, obviously, but I'm saying you can look at receptions too, because he's going to be going to what else is he?
But I think also, I don't know if a coach wants to work a kid like that right when he gets back. I don't know though. You never know. But like, I know like Malik Neighbors, when Malik Neighbors came back, he was he ended up with like 4 catches for like 41 yards or whatever, after getting like 13, 14 targets at the beginning of the season, but you never know. But here's the thing. Kupp opens it up for the other guy too, and vice versa. So, if there was like a way you could do like,
it was 6.5, not 10.
Oh, okay. That's a better
6.5, yeah.
6.5. Yeah. Cause the other kid's going to eat too, but let's get into the Monday night special. This week's Monday night special, we have don't ever forget this. Listen to me. Listen, I know we're doing bad. I got my Eli bobblehead, my 2-ring Eli bobblehead, and this and that. My New York Football Giants, they were in some games. Their record should be better, but I know coulda, woulda, shoulda, and they looked god awful. Without Andrew Thomas at left tackle, the New York Giants could not block anybody. It's amazing how that left side completely collapsed on Jones with one guy out. But that tells you if one guy's going to do that, it means you don't have the personnel. It's just because you got to be able to put another guy in there to pick up the slack. Just didn't do it. But I like the Giants with the points. Do I think the Giants are going to win the game in Pittsburgh? Gun to my head, no. Do I think the Giants could lose the game by 5-3? Yes. But let's have fun with it. Let's have fun with it. Let's do a parlay without picking the game. Can we do that?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think of Russell Wilson? Totals are 36.5. It's 36.5. I mean, that you have no idea what you're doing there. I mean, if the Steelers put up points, if Russell Wilson can move the ball, then
will BetMGM allow us? Will BetMGM
can do whatever we want?
All right,
because this year everybody's building these parlays a la carte, however they want.
All right, so we'll put together an a la carte thing. I say the New York Giants. I mean, I want to. We're the number one defensive line sacks wise in the league. I think we have 29 or 30 something sacks in the league. Our defensive line can stop Russell Wilson because I don't think he runs the way he used to run. I think that's a fair statement.
Oh yeah.
Because I think if Russell Wilson, they even said last week, if he was able to run the way he could run, he had some opportunities. Man, can we do Giant sacks? Can we do like or is sacks an available thing? Because I think they'll do 3 or more. I think they'll do 3 or, but if we can't do that, we don't have to do that.
I think what you're describing is definitely probably an under if it's 36.5, because the Steelers defense is going to get to Daniel Jones throughout the game. And if you think the Giants defense is going to slow down the Steelers, maybe it's like a 24 to 10 kind of game. I don't know, or something like that. Or maybe the Giants cover and it's like a little bit less, like a 17-13 type of game. If you think the Giants defense is going to play well.
The odds are good too. Like I could see the game 26-20. It's one of those games, I think. I think it's going to be one of those games. And listen, other than Philadelphia and the Vikings week 1, the Giants were in striking distance of every game they played. If they had a kicker, they have two more wins. And I really believe, I'm not just saying that. If the Giants have a kicker, they have 2 more wins than they have right now. I believe that.
Well, the Commanders game for sure. That is factual.
The Commanders game it never happened in history where a team had 3 touchdowns and another team had none, and the team that had none won. So definitely the Commanders, but I also think too the Cowboy game, they were right there. I don't know. This is tough. Do you want to do? By the way.
What's up?
Oh my God! How do we not?
Yeah, we almost forgot. I know where you're gonna go.
We hit the Monday night special 2 weeks in a row. Did you know that, Andrew? We hit we hit 3. By the way, this is going into week 8. Out of 7 weeks, we hit the Monday night special 3 times, and the last 2 in a row. So if you guys were rocking with us, where it's ironic that it's not up on the site, but that's what you got to do. You got to rock with us right now. I think we do this. Let's get a little crazy with this, okay? Let's get a little crazy with this. Since we did win the Monday night special the last 2 weeks in a row, let's take the Giants with the points. Not saying the Giants are going to win, but let's take the Giants getting 6.5. Actually, Andrew, how about this? Can we tease that to 7.5?
I was say, why don't you tease that in the total?
Yeah, I would just tease that the full 6, and then. Yeah, I would go plus 12. Giants plus 12.
No, it'd be plus 12.5. Same difference, I guess.
Say it again.
It'll be Giants plus 12.5.
I think it's plus
the spread's
12.
6 right now.
Because it's 6, yeah. Not.
Oh, I have 6.5.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. The updated line was 6. Is 6. It moved to 6 this morning.
Oh, so that means a lot of people are taking the Giants. Okay.
It doesn't mean a lot of people are taking the Giants. Right now, 97% of the money line bet is on. Obviously, money line bets on
the
Seattle.
Steelers. Yeah.
What about
the money line? That makes sense.
87% on the over.
Really?
That's a
lot. I don't like that.
The over. And then
what's the under over?
36.5. That's why Jake was saying if we just tease that up 6,
let's tease it down.
6.
You want to lower?
You want to lower it and then go over?
Yeah, 30 points in a hell yeah.
I guess you're right. Yeah, in an NFL game, that would be a really low. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because if you get it down to 30,
it down from 36 to 30.
Right. Thursday night games can be a little trickier with that because teams are on less rest. Actually, Thursday night games or Monday night games because. Oh no, yeah, that's right. I keep thinking we're doing the Thursday night game. Sorry.
Well, I'll also tell you this: there's going to be a defensive. I think. There's going to be a defensive score or a big defense. This is a game where a defense is going to make a play, either get somebody pinned in the red zone. I think I like it teasing down. So let's do this. Let's take the Giants getting 12 in a 2-team tease. We'll take over 30. Okay. And then should we throw one more in there? Should we say,
do you want either of them to throw who do you think's more likely to turn it over? In your opinion, the Steelers or the Giants? Maybe
it's
we just do
tough because both defensive lines cause so much shit. It could happen. It could happen to like Dexter Lawrence or Brian Burns could knock it out of Russell's hands. The Giants' weak left side could make the Pittsburgh do it. So I think that we don't have to go turnover. Maybe we just go. Who do we think's going to score? Who do we think is definitely going to score in this game?
Maybe George Pickens or Najee on offense. On defense, I don't know. It's always hard to predict if any of them are going to score on defense. Who's scored? I guess Neighbors on the Giants. You know who I like? You guys have that running back now, Tracy.
I like Tracy.
Nice
yeah,
player.
Tracy.
Nice player. So
Tracy,
that could be another one.
Yeah, Tyrone Tracy the third. I love that kid. Yeah, I mean, we can do. I think Neighbors is going to be the target, but so is Pickens. So we could just pick one of those. What do you think?
I like Pickens. I like Pickens a lot. Russell Wilson was throwing it at him in that last game, but that's who I would take.
Okay, look, you know what? I took the Giants getting 12. I'll do that. So let's do that. Let's do the Giants getting 12 in a tease with the over 30 in the same tease.
How about we make it easier, Paul? Maybe we do Russell Wilson or Jones to throw a touchdown. Would you rather do that? Take the odds hit?
I'd take a running back touchdown over a passing touchdown in this game. But, I mean, Russell Wilson, I think you're better off with him than Daniel Jones, especially in the red zone. But
okay, if you want to do Russell to throw one.
Yeah, well, what are the odds on that, Andrew? Maybe it's like worse than Pickens.
Yeah, it's over. Well, once you get into parlay territory, adding any bet will bring it up, but obviously not as much. So passing touchdowns, Russell Wilson over 1.5 is plus 150.
That'd be 2.
Jones, you're right. That'd be 2. Right. That's just what they're giving out. And then Daniel Jones. If you book with somebody else, you might be able to find it lower or find the option to get it.
I got it. Let's make some money for people. I got it.
Okay.
Let's make some money for people. We already did it 2 weeks in a row. Let's get crazy and fun with this one. You know, Bill's in Europe. What's that?
I'd do over a half. Over at least one or over a half of an interception for both QBs. You were talking about QBs before. I would consider that. I think they're both going to throw interceptions.
Ooh.
So wait a minute. So what does that mean? So that means that either quarterback throws one?
We need both to throw one interception, which I don't see.
Daniel Jones doesn't throw. Daniel Jones doesn't. I mean, I know he did it last time. He
scrambles first. I know.
He doesn't really throw interceptions unless it's like a bad read.
I mean, last season.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's weird. It's like Daniel Jones is one of those where you'll know in the first quarter if he's like on, and you'll be like, oh, he's good, or he could fucking be a mess. What about if we did this? What if we pick a quarterback and a receiver? Because if they throw to it, like, what if we did Daniel Jones to throw one to Malik Neighbors? So Malik Neighbors catches one, Daniel Jones throws one, because that's who he's going to throw it to. Do you know what I mean? Or like Russell to Pickens, that's who he's going to throw it to. So then basically what we're doing is we got the tease, and if we hit the tease, we just need the quarterback to throw to their guy for a touchdown on Monday Night Football. It's Monday Night Football, right?
Monday Night Football, yeah.
Right, it's Monday Night Football, man. These guys, does Malik Neighbors catch a touchdown on his Monday Night Football debut? I say 1,000% he does.
All right, let's roll with it. Let's just do Malik then, because then you don't have to worry. Well, I guess obviously it'd be the same. So, yeah, I'm with it. Let's roll.
Listen, we did it 3. We did it.
Yeah, you guys are hot this year, man. I love it.
We hit 3 of them, man. Last year I think we didn't hit 1, or we hit 1. So, so let's do that. Let's do Giants getting 12, over 30, Jones to throw one, Neighbors to catch one.
All right.
That's got to make somebody get $600-700, right?
Oh yeah. And what are those odds, Andrew?
Well, because I'm not in the proper state, it won't actually give me the odds. But repeat it again. I'll do the math. It's you got Daniel Jones to throw one,
Malik Neighbors to catch one,
over 30. So it's minus.
And then the Giants to cover the 12 in a teaser.
To cover the 12, that'll bring it down. It was over 30. Still doing the over 30. Daniel Jones, Malik Neighbors.
I think that over 30 is a really smart play, by the way. That was a really good way to look at that number.
You're got to be at like 4, at least 4-1, especially with that. Yeah.
All right, so that's a fun Monday night special. You have Bills picks, which is the Jets, 49ers, Seahawks, and who?
Panthers.
And you have my picks, the Dolphins, Commanders, Bills, and Falcons. So there you go. Those are the picks for week 8. Bill will be back next week. And there you go. I mean, I don't know anything else we have to, well, actually,
there's you got any Yankees thoughts?
Well, yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do that for a second. We'll talk about the World Series for 5 minutes. Look, me and Jake the Snake were talking about it before we went, recording. I think it's such an even lineup with Ohtani, right?
Yeah.
Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. Then you have Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. We do have Glaber. I will tell you this. I think the Yankees have a tiny edge with the bats. If I'm saying this, if all is perfect in the world and everybody is hitting, I think Giancarlo Stanton makes a difference because he's just a power hitter that could just get a 3-run shot anytime. But so can Ohtani. I think Jake is right. It comes down to the bullpen. I think this is a very evenly matched World Series. I think this is probably the best World Series, best case scenario for the MLB. I think you got the West Coast, you got the East Coast, you got the Yankees, Dodgers, old rivalry. Nobody would have cared about believe it or not, nobody would have cared about Yankees, Mets, because when it was Yankees, Mets, it was a regional. People think they cared. Nobody really cared.
It was the lowest. It's the lowest rated World Series in history.
Yeah, you got the West Coast, California going against the East Coast, New York. You got Ohtani, Judge, 2 sluggers. I think it's great. I think it just comes down to what you said, bullpen, starting pitching. But I will say this, Garrett Cole tomorrow night has to get game 1 for the Yankees as our ace, because I think if we lose that start and lose that game, especially not having home field, it's bad for the Yankees. The Yankees need to bring home field back, and the way to do that is obviously you got to get 1, and I think getting the first one. So it should be a great World Series. It's stress that I don't need in my life. I don't need it. The Knicks, my New York Knicks, got absolutely torched in game 1 of the ring ceremony of the Celtics. I'd never seen it. By the way, I got to talk about this for a second. They were like, "Oh, this is like a video game." No.
You're right.
Video games don't hit shots like that. I have never in my life seen a basketball team from their starters to their bench not miss 3-point field goals for 3 quarters. And the ironic part is the Celtics, they tie the NBA games with 3-pointers at 29. And then the whole fucking TD Garden is chanting one more 3 and they went 0 for 13 on their last 13. In the biggest 3-point game ever. It was wild. So in a weird way, they left slightly disappointed, which was the only thing that I could take, because it was such a beatdown. The Knicks looked confused. They asked Josh Hart. They said to Josh Hart, they go, "Hey, man, what'd you think?" He's like, "Yo, check them for drug use, man, because I never seen some shit like that." So between the Knicks now, wanting to watch the Knicks bounce back, okay, my daughter's volleyball games, which I have to go to today, which the level of stress at that, you guys have no idea until you've been to 6th through 8th grade girl volleyball games. It's the most intense shit. I got to video it. And put it on the show, because every point is a Super Bowl win and every non-point is not. And it is so intense. And now I have the Yankees going against the Dodgers, and I'm going to be performing at the Stand in New York City tomorrow. And that game is going to be on in the green room. So there's stress everywhere. I just want to sit down, relax, do my shows. There's stress everywhere. Go Yankees, go Giants, go Knicks. And there you go. And I know for you, Jake, you're going for the Dodgers and the Chargers this week. Yeah, Andrew, you got the Celtics. At least no matter what's going on in your world, you got the Celtics, dude.
I'm enjoying. Listen, I Patriots like, yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying seeing what's happening here. I think it'll be a whole different team in 2 years, for better or worse. Hopefully for better.
Yeah, hopefully for better.
Yeah, I mean, it can't get much worse. But no, I mean, I'm okay. Listen, I'm enjoying the NFL. I'm enjoying all these games. Every complaint about it being a wacky season, I just think it's more. All these games are just way more fun. Not making a lot of money. Went 6 for 8 and an 18 parlay going on Monday night. I thought I had that, thought I had some money, but now nothing. Looking at first touchdown tonight, Aaron Jones. So I'm looking at tonight, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
See what we got.
And listen, guys, if you're watching and you're taking our picks, the Anything Better show is strong right now. We are alive and well. We're coming back. We're right there. We're right there, middle of the season. We're in mid-season form.
Jake, do you want to throw out what picks you like so far this week? Jake and I usually submit our picks right after the show, but Jake, you already got yours, and we got a minute. It's all
yeah, I'm finally rounding the corner here. I was just getting killed in the first month of the season, but similar to Paulie there, I'm heating up in October. I hate to fade Paulie in October too, but I'm doing it twice, unfortunately. I got the Cardinals. I like the 3.5. I know Tua's back, but I just don't believe in Miami at the moment. And then I got the Bears. I think we discussed it a little bit earlier, but I just think their defense is really solid. And then I was surprised nobody took this team. I love the Packers this week. I think the Jaguars are hapless, as the show would say. And I think Green Bay looks really good right now, and Jordan Love has played spectacular. So I think they went cruise to that one. And then I'm riding with Paul on the Buffalo Bills. I just think I think they're going to start incorporating Amari Cooper a little more. And then Seattle looked kind of fraudulent in some of these games, but they had a nice bounce back win last week. And it's tough to win in the fake crowd in Noise Stadium, like Paul was saying, but I like Buffalo there. So those are my 4.
I like those. I like those. And look, Miami's
Walker's the only thing that gets in the way of the Bills a complete blowout. Kenneth Walker's just been pounding right through lines. So, but I mean,
look,
you guys are on something.
I think Miami is a coin toss. I think Tua can come out and light it up and be great, and all of a sudden Miami's back. Or you go, oh shit, and you worry about the kid's health. You hope the kid doesn't take a hit. You know, but. He wouldn't be in an NFL game if his head wasn't, if they didn't, feel like, I just hope that for the love of God, the kid doesn't get another concussion. And if he does, it's in like 5 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want the kid to get another one, because that's another one for him. It would have to be people that love him to sit down and go, hey dude, let's get a couple dealerships in Miami and let's end this thing.
Yeah, I can't believe he's not wearing the Guardian cap either. I was going to go with Tampa, but those injuries, like we talked about, took me off of it. And so I had to find a new 4th team. I really liked Tampa before the injuries because I don't buy Atlanta, but like now that, I mean, like we talked about with those injuries.
I feel like my picks could go, I don't like these weeks. And I don't like to say this, but I feel like my picks could go 4-0, 0-4. But listen, it's the NFL, dude. You never know. You could go 2-2, 1-3, whatever it is. What do you got, Andrew?
I gotta look at a few more things.
Yours aren't done yet. All right.
Yeah, I usually send them to you guys before. Last season I picked the Thursday night game like every week just because I like picking Thursday night games. But
guys, that's why the kid is the brains behind the show. That's why Andrew Demlis is the brains behind the show. He waits. You know what he does? He sits in his quarters in Beverly Hills and he listens to us dummies. He listens to us dummies and he takes it all in, and then he evaluates, and then he looks and he makes his decision later. And that's why he does well. I know what you do. You're the Greek freak. That's what you do.
Listen. I always say this, if I had put money on the teams that I pick in this, I'd probably be doing better, but I'm more of a, 6-leg parlay guy.
But all right, everybody, there you go. Those are the picks for myself, for Bill, for Andrew, for Jake. Guys, download the BetMGM app. It's the best it's the best book out there, man. We love working with those guys. All you got to do for $1,500 in bets, all you got to do is put a deposit of up to $10 in your account. And if the bet loses, you'll get $1,500 back in bonus bets. It's pretty great. And all you have to do is use our code. It's a simple code. It's Burr, BURR. You put that code in for the show and you will get those benefits. And you also have the first touchdown offer. Any NFL game, you pick the guy that's going to get the first touchdown. And if they don't, in fact, they get the second touchdown, you will still get your stack back at the end. So there you go, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Anything Better podcast for our picks for week number 8. On behalf of, Andrew Themlis, Jake the Snake, Bill Burr, I'm Paul Virzi. We will see you guys next week for week number 9. As we always say on the show, guys, I know we talk betting and we talk gambling and all that stuff. Please, one thing we really do on the show is what we want is you to be responsible, bet responsibly, have fun, and enjoy it the way we enjoy it. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the week of football.